Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and today I am going to share with you one of my favorite builds for one of my favorite heroes in Paragon, and that is my SilverSpear Lieutenant Belica build. This is a build which I'm very happy with. I've worked very hard on it for the new Monolith update, and I thought I'll share it with others to see what other people's thoughts are on it or whether I should make any changes to it. First of all, I'm going to talk about this video I'm going to talk about my deck in 3 stages. I'm going to talk about my early game hand and what I choose for that, my mid game hand, and then my late game hand. Now, to me, the most important thing for Belica to be in the early game is sustainable. When I say sustainable, I mean that she should be able to last a long time in the field without having to run back to base to recover health or because she died. And in order to do that, we're going to use these following cards. We're going to use 2 health potions, 1 mana potion, and we're going to use a ward. The ward which I'm going to go for is a Mega Sword. This will be upgraded with 3 mana cost or 3 whatever power cards you have. As long as they're 1 point each, you don't need to spend that much in the early game. And having a ward is a really vital tool. This is the card I always buy first, then I buy my potions, because you can't farm effectively if you don't know where your enemy is or if you don't know whether you're going to be attacked or not. So I always go for the ward first. I think it's a fantastic card, and I think everyone should have a ward in their deck. To round out this build, the last 2 cards which we're going to have in our hand are 2 copies of SilverSpear. SilverSpear is a really effective card. It's very balanced and it's a great card to get in the early game. It gives you power, it gives you health regen, and it gives you mana. Health regen is especially amazing in this game right now. It is one of the best CP to usage cards out there. It's very effective and very cheap for its cost. Now, while being sustainable is important in the early game, you also need damage to counter your opponent's sustainability. And for me, the rule of thumb is about 10 to 15 points of damage in your early game hand. And so between these 3 cards here, we have 14 points of damage. We have 4 on the Mega Sword, 5 on the SilverSpear, and 5 on this SilverSpear, bringing us to about 14 points of damage. Once your hand is at this state, you should be able to take down a tier 1 tower with ease on your own. Now, into the mid game, sustainability is still very important, but lanes are much longer and team fights are much more frequent. At this point, your potions don't really become as useful, and therefore we're going to get 3 cards to replace these 3 cards. The first card which we're going to go and grab is Blink Charm. Blink Charm is a really useful card. It lets you teleport your hero from one space to another. It's a really good get out of jail card or get out of trouble card, because Lieutenant Belica doesn't really have any get off me tools or any really good tools for getting herself out of a bad situation. So this kind of covers that weaknesses, and this is a card which is going to stay with you for the rest of the game basically. As well as that, we're going to replace the last 2 potions with 2 more active cards. We're going to get 1 Honor of the Pure and 1 Stasis Gem. Honor of the Pure and Stasis Gem are 2 fantastic defensive cards which are really good to replace your potions with, and when coupled or linked with Blink Charm, they really do form a nice set of defensive abilities which allows you to survive a bit better in team fights and laning. Honor of the Pure is a fantastic card. It gives you 50 points of health, 30 points of mana, and also a very unique ability. Whenever it's used, it gives you a shield for you and your nearby allies for up to 3 seconds that can absorb up to 125 plus 25 times your player level's damage. When you are at max level 15, this shield can absorb up to 500 points of damage, and when spread across your party, that can really be helpful in a team fight. It also has a very short cooldown. It's only 45 seconds, so this is a really good ability to use to counter other people's ultimates, other poke heroes such as Gideon or Gadget, and really just helps your survivability quite a bit. Similarly, Stasis Gem is also a fantastic card. It has 1 point of power plus a really cool active. It gives you the ability to become immune to damage and crowd control effects for 2.5 seconds. You become completely invincible for 2.5 seconds. This can be a really good move to use in reaction to ultimates or moves which can kind of deal a lot of damage to you in a short space of time. Characters like Kalari, Countess, Chimera, and similar heroes can be really explosive in that as soon as they see you, they can ultimate you, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're dead. Stasis Gem gives you a chance to kind of counter that and also react to those moves where you can become invincible for a little while. Plus, once Stasis Gem has run out, you can then shield yourself with Honor of the Pure, or you can teleport away with Blink Charm. So these moves really work well together to give you just a bit more of a defensive arsenal. Now, in the late game, you really are just going to be replacing these cards in your hand for cards which just do the similar job but better. So first of all, we're going to replace the Mega Sword with a better ward that does more damage with 3 power updates. 3 major power updates, major strike or major cast can do. So that's just a better ward. For the SilverSpears, I'm going to replace with 2 burst engines, which do not have any health regen, have mana regen, but in the late game that is a little bit more useful than health regen because your health pool is so much bigger. And then we're going to replace Honor of the Pure and Stasis Gem if you want a bit more damage with some ability penetration. Magna Lens is a really good card for that. You can take one 12-point version of this card here, and to replace Stasis Gem, to go with your Blink Charm, we can also do a 7.1 as well. And that's roughly the build there. My apologies for my hoarse voice for that video. I am recovering slightly from a cold, but I feel like this build has worked really well for me in the past. I would love to hear people's opinions on it. There is also a link to an Agora.gg page of this deck, which allows people to look at it as a deck list as they are playing, and so if you feel that's more useful, feel free to do that. Plus, I also have some videos for Belica on my channel as well. I have a few gameplay videos if anyone wants to check those out. I think they're pretty fun to see as well. But thank you very much for tuning into this video, and if you have any feedback or thoughts, let me know down in the comments down below, and please subscribe for more Paragon content.